What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. In today's video, we're going to be going over JASMY and we're going to be going over CRV. My apologies, the degen video I made just ran a little bit too long, so I'm just going to break them up. So we're going to be going over those two. If you like today's video, drop a like, hit that sub button, and leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I'd really appreciate it. So if we're looking at JASMY here on the daily, right, we kind of see, right, it doesn't look the greatest, right? Kind of have like a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop down. Same concept, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop down. Right? I would like this to go sideways for a couple days, right? Go sideways, get out of this range. We're definitely in a correction type style pattern, right? I mean, I do think this is a 1 2 3 down. Right, 1 2 3 down. You could say, this is a 1 2 3 up, and then now we're in a 1 1 2 3 back down. So 3 3 3. Until we get 5 up, this correction is not over. So even though we have a green candle today, we are piercing above this area of interest that we had marked at 1501 level. Right, we're still in this correction. So I don't like, you see, this is the one thing that's really scaring me, actually. This right here. See how all those are really close to each other and they're all pointed down, right? Or essentially the 20 is pointed down and the 50 and the 1 are going sideways. I mean, this just screams that this is going to go just like that, right? That's what it's screaming, right? That's what it looks like. So, yeah, we're going to keep track of that. We're going to make sense of some lower targets. Right, this lower area of interest where I actually added a butt ton again. Just added some more. Almost got hit, right? Almost got hit, so I added right through here. And then overall we have bounced, but let's see some targets and see where we're at. So, right, so if we're counting this as your A wave, or actually if we're counting this as the A wave. Let's go from the high to low to the B wave. All right, you typically go to the 1272 or the 1618. Where's the 1618 at? It would take out everything, right? You still have a higher low. The 1272, right? Not a high area of significance. What about the overall move, right? Overall move, right? Go to high. Alright, we're bounced off that 618. We've come up past the 236. We closed above the 236. I mean, if you want to fake out, this is what you do. This is exactly what you do. Close not only above the 236, close above the trend line on the weekly, and then just slam right back down. So, yeah, JASMY's been super tricky, super difficult. If you've been investing in it, you know damn well. So we've come down. We hit that 618, just tapped it. And so lower prices could bring us down to this 1245 level. Let me throw a line right there. Right, 1245 level. Right, that's 786. Okay, because we rejected the 382. So typically, what I say, 382, 786. So, yeah. So that's lower to go. If we are lower, if we move, let's see where do we need to go to move above? Where do we need to move to get to be absolved of this whole thing? This whole thing, right? Let's do this whole thing from a high to a low. Right, that 1804, but really this is the weekly. So even to think about targets up through here, we need to get above the weekly open, which is 1638. We need to get above this level. It's pretty much right at the 1618. When we closed above it, we were thinking bullish for sure. And so, I mean, it is a line of significance, right? Touch, 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 slam back down, come under, try to get above it, right? Trick the bears, send it again, liquidate bears, liquidate longs, right? We're just liquidating. And that tells me a big move is coming. I believe it's to the upside, right? It's because you don't liquidate everybody just to go down. You liquidate longs, shorts, longs, shorts. You liquidate longs one last time, pile in a bunch of shorts, and then you send. And so that's what we've just been doing, right? We've been doing that for the past honestly, since through here, right? Through here, we've kind of just been in the same range for 140 days. It's a long time just going sideways. Just going sideways. That's it, going sideways. And so I can throw a line up here. Let me see if this matches with anything else. Any other line of significance, actually. This overall 1-2. Let's see this overall 1-2. Because I do believe it's a 1-2, 1-2. Alright, so we could take this low. Let's take this low to that high. Alright, look at the 382. It's at 1662 level. So 1662, right? We could just move this up right through here. Let's just do that. Boom. 1662. We close above that, we're bullish, and then we can target some higher prices. Because this last weekly, it's just it is a line of significance, but as you can see, just this is just so much more significant. So we're gonna stick with that. Overall, just looking at price predictions. Price predictions. Where are we in the overall 1-2? Because this really could be a 1, and this could all be a 2. I mean, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You come down in your A, B, C, and now we could have a W, X, Y. I mean, there's just so many. Once you get into that, it's so complicated. So I'm just looking for levels to get above to think bullish, right? And so, levels to target, you're not going to stop at the 1618. There's no way. Especially through this whole consolidation range, you're just not going to stop there. So 2618, you could find some resistance at 4.5 cent mark, but realistically, right, if you've been on this channel, we're looking for this next move to take us to that 6.5 cent to that 8 cent mark, right? The longer we go sideways, right, the higher this price is, right? The higher this price is. So if we really don't see like a high until the end of September, we're looking at 8.3 cents. So I mean that's a large percentage from here, right? That's a large percentage. That's almost 500%. So just on this next move, this overall move, right? This is definitely no longer a 1-2 just because you corrected past the original mark, so we have to disregard this whole thing. So yeah, those are targets for JASMY. If you've just tuned in for the first time, Fu Manchu, right? The wave is down low. New lower lows. It's not the greatest on the daily, but still a higher low. We're still looking at a higher low. So that's good. You want a higher low, so just get a higher low, get a green dot. That'd be nice. Just so we can reference the price action on the daily. Okay, the RSI. Yeah, let's see what we do with this trend line, right? We're using it as support. Do we use it as resistance now? Do we use it as resistance? Is this what's going to take us down to these lower levels at that 2 cent mark that we're talking about? Oh, sorry, not 2 cents, but the 1244 level. All right, come down here, come up, reject, even come up, reject through here, then come down like that. Take out all these lows, take out all the lows, set a new lower low, right, and then start working up. All right, that's something that we can see for sure. That's something that we can see and we should prepare for. All right, we got to prepare for these scenarios, okay? So on the 8 hour, let's take a look at this. Yeah, just brutal, right? I mean, if you're tuning in, right, we had this nice fallen wedge and just boom, slam down. All right, we've come back above this area of significance, this 1501 level. This is a bullish engulfing candle almost. No, it's not, but almost. Yeah, I mean, even on the 8 hour, the 50 just crossed below the 1. The trajectory of it looks like it's going to try to cross down below the 2, and then once we get that, we're going to see another steep drop. If we see that, but with the 50 crossing the 1, that's typically when you see, a larger correction right? Can we see it anywhere else? All right, 50 crossing the one right here. We had this whole thing down through here. So, right, to be absolved of that, we have the levels to get above, right? And we could, I think we're front running the September drop that everyone is predicting, right? Oh, drop it in September. You always drop in September after the presidential election, after the Bitcoin halving year, blah, 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 blah. If everyone is saying it, I'm going the opposite way. So yeah, I think I think September is going to be really bullish, but right now we're just got to get through these areas that are, kind of holding us back right now. So we do have a green dot of the 8-hour Fu Manchu. It's not very significant. This lower area, 36.99, we did bounce off. Do we get a double bottom? All right. Do we get something like this? We come up and then come back down and then go. All right, something like that. That would take us, through Wednesday, maybe Thursday, something like that. Wednesday, Thursday. It's just once you start getting so much lower, once you start getting throughout the week, and you haven't seen any significant price correction or price movement to the upside, it's harder to imagine or harder to see the price recover, especially because the weekends, it's just 50-50. It's either a bloodbath. In reality, it is, because if you pump on the weekends, you dump on Monday. If you dump on the weekends, you dump on Monday. So, very little hope for the bulls, but that's why we're here, because we have these levels. I'm thinking higher. Again, not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but I'm thinking higher, and that's why I'm invested in these cryptos, right? So, overall, this does look like we have work to do. All right, we did get a lower high, so we need to break above this trend line, break above the moving average, and realistically get above that 55.71 level. That's when we did our best work, right? We got up here, we started moving up. All right, moving up. Same thing up through here, right? Got above here, started just tearing it up. Okay, so we still got some work to do. The 4-hour is probably showing the same. Are we trying to bounce off the? Right, we're sitting right on this level, right? So this is a key level to know. So just have your alerts on. All right, we break below this level, we're going to be targeting some, the 1412 again to take out those other lows, and then that other area marked at the 122 level, something like that. I think it's on the daily. So just have those levels marked, right? And yeah, so we did get a green dot on the Fu Manchu, no momentum with a movement in the stochastic, right? This right here, how much time we have left? 2 hours and 20 minutes. Are we breaking down through? No, maybe we touch down. All right, this will be key. To see, right? What do we do right here? All right, if we break down again, let's get some bullish divergence, right? Let's maybe hold our price somewhat. Maybe get down through here, hold our price, come back up. All right, something like that. Something like that, right? Make it so we can see. There we go. I would like us to bounce off the moving average. It's just very hard to imagine whether or not we do that or not. So that's it for JASMY for today. So just have those levels marked: the 1412, 1501, and then that 600 level, and then the 1654 for bullish confirmation. So if we're going to actually CRV, let's go over CRV. I was actually looking at this. This is a nice looking crypto, actually. This looks really good. Right? So you have the rise, crash, reaccumulation, rise, crash. Not crash, but fall, and then are we going to start reaccumulating? I did mark this as the low. I don't think this is going to be the low, but overall price target range, this looks really good. I say, right, to be bullish, right, you definitely need to get above this area. That's 69197. That's a strong level for resistance. You couldn't even get up there on this last retracement level, so you did get above that 618, but right, so that 122 level indications that you're going higher. Future price targets, right, 176 to that $215 level. Does that correlate with anything? 215, yeah, the 2618 is up at 253. right? So I mean, from this range, from this 185 range to 253, I can for sure see CRV hitting. That's about where we're at right now. 1618, 138 to 220% for this next wave, right? That's not the end of the bull cycle price. I'm thinking 362, right? Just above the 2618, 362, maybe $4 max, right? Four or maybe $5, yeah, 508 max, but that'd be a crazy price action. But with crypto it can happen, right? So first level though, that 122, you get above that, then you're targeting 185, right? If you see some resistance there, you can always pull back. I can have those levels on there for you. It's just depending on where you go, you gotta map that out. And so could be a good, not a financial advice or not financial advice, but good area to take some profits, maybe take some off the table at that 185 level. You are above the 1272 when you get up there. And so yeah, so this RSI though, right? What do you got here? Do you have bullish divergence? 82. Lower. So you do have, so that is good. So you got lower lows on RSI. You do have lower lows on price. So your RSI and price are correlated, is what you need. But you actually are still, the 20 is still above everything, so that's good. 20 is still above everything. You are rejecting off this one. So lower prices, what targets could we see? Let's find out. So lower prices. The 618 is at 74 cents, right? 74 cents. I'll change that to yellow. And another area is a 786. Can we make sense of that with another? So if we have a one, two, three, four, 5. So that would, so I'm going to get rid of this. So that would mean this is your A, B, C. So the overall low to high on the A, right? You're sitting at that 1272 of your A retracement, which is nice, right? This other level, 6288, is just below the 1618. Typically, you're not just going to stop at your 1618. You're going to wick just below. So that's a nice area. What do we get on the B wave? Right, on the B wave from the high to the low, maybe to the 0.5. Nope, 618. Perfect. Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful B wave right at that 618. So that's for sure. That's a clean setup on your B wave. And then from here, high, low to high. Yep, that 2 level. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's why you gotta subscribe to the channel. Hey, if you have other cryptos you want me to look over, I can look over them. I have no skin in the game for CRV, so there's no reason for me to lie or to manipulate anything, right? I'm just here trying to help those that need help, trying to make money for the retail investor, trying to get you guys out, get everybody who subscribed to this channel out of the slavery debts system that we're in with the dollar dying and the Federal Reserve just the whole corrupt system that we're in, right? This is a chance for generational wealth for our families. And so not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. These are just targets that I would look to, right? Okay, hey, we're down below this 1272. We're down below the 1. We should be targeting this 74 cent to 62 cent range, somewhere through here, right? So good areas to look to add if you are looking to invest with potential to 400 to 500% return on investment. These are just an idea. It doesn't mean you have to hit it. You can go below. You can go just above, right? You can stop just below the 1272. You can go just below the 1618, right? So just areas of interest where you could see, possible run. And then this last little thing. Let's draw a little trend line through here. Right? Yeah, you're just lower highs, lower lows. You're still on this little. You're just on this little channel right here, right? We're on a channel, right? Something like that. Okay, something like that. Let's do something like this. There we go. So you're just oscillating down, right? So if you're new to the channel, this is a concept, right? You go, oh shoot, gosh dang it. right? Next move, you got to go sideways. You got to go sideways now. You got to stop going down, start going sideways, something like this, right? So you're going down, kind of going sideways, kind of going sideways. You did come up a little bit, but look, sideways. Then you went up, down, sideways, right? So let's get some sideways action. Sideways, and then up into the overbought zone, right? Into the overbought zone. Let's stay above these lows and then get into the overbought zone. So I can leave that up. All right, you can redraw it, you can look at it, do whatever you want with it. So yeah, so that's CRV in a nutshell. Those are some key levels I would look for, see what we're gonna do with those. And yeah, so if you like today's video, drop a like, hit that sub button, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. If you got questions about other cryptos you want me to cover, drop it in the comment section and I'll get to it. And again, these are just levels, these are ideas. Ideas change, right? We're right. I've put up some trend lines, I've put up some areas, and we'll leave those for the week. We'll see how the week does. We'll leave them until we see a reversal or we see some more to the downside, right? So overall, I still think we're in this correction. I don't think we're done quite yet. And so yeah, just be prepared for that. So yeah, if you like today's video, like I said, drop that like. Appreciate you stopping by. Peace.